Hello. Today we're going to talk about the fight between Dillian Whyte and Moses Itauma. This is a heavyweight contest. It's going to be for the WBO #1 title. Whoever is going to win in this fight is going to be very careful. But I always have to say my opinion in this fight is that Moses Itauma wins this fight with the TKO. Why do I say so? I will tell you in a bit. You know, because this is a period. This is the best period to fight Whyte. He's been off at layoff. He's come back to fight Ebenezer Tete the other day, and he wasn't impressive. He struggled in his win. He had issues of rustiness. Had issues of cardio at the end of the day. But I will have to say that in his fight with Moses Itauma, who is a hot, he's 20 years, he's undefeated. He's almost locked everybody out but two of his opponents. He's going to be a cracker. He's going to be a Sheila. He's going to be a thriller as well. Now, whoever, if you took first here, because we've seen other boxers who's come up at a very young stage and they've been pushed and managed in a way, careful, we say that have to be carefully. They've done carefully actually, but at the end of the day, they've lost, and then that was the end of them. If Itauma loses, it might affect him. He's young, it might affect him psychologically. But if Dillian Whyte, if he loses, it might be the end of his boxing career, because he's 37 years. He's not a spring chicken, no doubt about that. But having said that, I would say fatigue is going to be an issue for Dillian in this fight, and whether Moses can take advantage of that or capitalize, or take advantage and capitalize, depends on the way he fights. But I will say here always, and we'll always use that phrase, styles make fight. It depends on the style of the day. If Moses is going to fight, he's going to win this fight, he has to pay attention to defense, because Whyte has got a left hook that is thorough, a left hook that is dangerous. We've seen him flatten Chisora, we've seen him flatten Parker with that. So, in fact, this fight is the biggest and the greatest test of Itauma's young career. Whether it's going to, because a lot of people were saying that he was going to beat the record of Mike Tyson, when he came out, but that is passed over now. Whether he's going to equal the record, we do not know yet, depending on how he fights with Whyte. If he's able to beat Whyte the way he's beating McCain, the way he took out Balogu the other day, and that means he's going to still be on the road. But he's actually on the road now. He's undefeated. He's confident. He's got momentum in his fights. He's been knocking everybody out, as well. He's got speed. That is what he's going to kill Whyte in this fight. That is what I believe. He's got more that Itauma will have to win this fight on TKO. I believe so. I have that confidence in me. Having said that, Whyte is not a pushover. He's a warrior. We saw him attempt to win the world title against Fury, and we saw what happened to him. So for Itauma to win this fight and stop stop Whyte, he has to be very careful. He has to be on the front foot. We know him. His defense has to be top notch. His footwork has to be there. His speed, his combinations, in and out, and then uppercuts are very important, because we see Whyte being susceptible to that. We see him being vulnerable to uppercuts against Joshua, against Tyson Fury. We saw that happen, and on both occasions, he was flawed and he was defeated. He was knocked out. So for Itauma to have a chance in this fight, has to fight in a certain way. We've seen him fight against McCain the other day. We felt that McCain fight was a very good test for him, because McCain has gone 12 rounds. Was stopped the last round, the 12th round against Higovic, who actually used to be the #1 contender at the time. So for him to take McCain out in the first round means a lot of things, you know. And I think he has to surprise Whyte as well, because he has to come with combinations, he has to come with footwork and you know, work rate, because these days Whyte has slowed down. He has issues with rustiness, he has issues with stamina and fatigue. You know, his cardio is not what it used to be, and he's been out for a while. He's coming with the fight he had with Balogun, the fight he had with Tete, you know, wasn't really convincing as a win for me, but he won that fight and they stopped him in the 7th round. You know, what is certain for me, and the question I'll ask is that with the Southpaw Stance of Moses Itauma be a factor in this fight? That is the $1 million question, because the way Moses Itauma fights with angles, you know, with movement, and with the venom in his punches, is that far, the Southpaw Stance going to be an issue in this fight? That is the question. And I think it might be an issue, even though Whyte is an experienced boxer. I'm saying this not knowing that anything can happen in boxing, because as we also say, one punch can change the whole complexion of the fight, especially in the heavyweight division. We've seen it happen several times, and we know that anything can happen in a heavyweight fight. But we'll stick out our neck in this fight and we'll say Itauma wins. Why do we say so? Itauma is young, he's vibrant, he's got speed, he's got footwork, he's got work rate, he's got punches. But his chin has not been tested, because he has never allowed any person to test his chin because of his movement. You know, his movement is superb, his boxing ability is superb. He's not undefeated. He has never tested defeat as a boxer, both amateur and both professional. So this is Itauma. This guy is from, his father is from Nigeria, from the southeast part of the country, southern part of the country, you know, Akwa Ibom to be precise. Is he going to lift everything up? Is he going to lift the lead or lift the veil, as they say in law? Let us see what will happen in this fight, but it's going to be a banger. It's going to be the biggest test yet for Itauma. If he wins this fight, I think it should be mentioned with the people like Kabayal and people like Parker, who is going to face Usyk in an undisputed fight very soon. But we had thought before that Itauma will have a chance when the titles split up, but it never happened. It never really split up. He only left one, the IBF, that came up for contention, and you know, and it was for the Bua, and the Bua won it, and then it's all history now. But Itauma is a good prospect. He's come from being a loser to a contender, and this fight will showcase his abilities. Whether he's going to be a champion or not depends on what happens in this fight. So it's a dangerous fight for him, so to say the least. But I think he's equal to the match. People say his chin has not been tested. I had an argument with somebody, you know, on the other day. He said his chin has not been tested and everything. But the problem about the chin is that if you want it to be tested, if you've been having a good day because of the way you fight, because of your technical know-how in boxing, you know, there's no need to test that defense. Because at the end of the day, what this game is hit and not be hit. That is it. That is why we've seen people like Usyk, even though Usyk can take a punch too, we know we've seen that against Tyson and Joshua. But you know, because of his movement, he's never been consistent. You cannot catch him consistently. But let us see what happens. Itauma to win this fight, as I said before, we'll have to take a cue from the way Tyson Fury and Joshua, you know, finished Whyte. You know, it has to be an uppercut. Get ready for the uppercut, and you now have to tweak your defense as well. You know, do not be hit. You are done on it. Use your footwork. With your work rate, your young man's, he's not even grown up very well at 6'4", the same height with Dillian. We're talking to you in no particular order anyway, so anything can happen in this fight, but we'll have a feeling a strong feeling as well that Itauma wins by TKO. The facts are there for, we've said it before. Whyte has been outside the ring. He's had, after his fight with Joshua Fate through, he has only had one fight. The drug issues that came up then, which was at the end of the day, was a mistake, as they said. But if he fails the drug test this time again, I think he should be banned for life. This fight with Itauma is a dangerous fight. Chisora said, I think Whyte told him that he was going to take the fight. He said, look, Itauma is hot at this period, and I think it's terribly hot, and it's very risky for $1 million, £1 million. Let us see what will happen in this fight. My take is that Itauma wins by TKO. A lot of people won't believe me, but I think that is what I believe from what I've seen about Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is a strong man, so to say. He's strong and he's tough. But this fight is going to show something about him, because I believe his time is up. He's looking for the last chance to propel his career and put him somewhere. Itauma is the WBO #1 contender. And let us see what will happen. But I believe, as I said before, Itauma wins by TKO. You have a nice day and God bless. And please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you and have a lovely day. Bye.